Well, it's too early to say yet whether or not there is a meaningful transition within the economy that private consumption is taking over from manufacturing. Of course, it's many years before that can happen, but the PMI numbers do suggest that growth is heading in the right direction, and I think that was one of the reasons why we saw such a big bounce in the markets yesterday. Clearly, this is part of the government's overall economic strategy. I think it's going to come at any surprise that we will see a deceleration in growth in the second half of the year, but it's the composition of that growth which is all important. If we continue to see some tweaking around all the fine-tuning of fiscal and monetary policy, particularly as it relates to access to credit for the property companies, then I think that 7.5% growth number it can be hit. Well, look, over and above individual members of cabinet, I think that ABE'S growth agenda and Kuroda's growth agenda, as it were, is absolutely the most important policy initiative in Japan, and personalities within the cabinet will be invited to support that as and when needed. It's clearly a bit of a mixed question whether or not particularly the 2% inflation target is going to be hit, and whether or not there will be further policy easing to support that. I think that that is the big question facing Japan at the moment, but as it relates to the cabinet, I think the market will be very comforted, frankly, by at least the inclusion of a number of ministers that have much stronger relations and are better positioned towards China, and any easing of tensions between those two countries is positive for trade and ultimately growth. Well, of course, the Eurozone has been decelerating for a number of years now, and I think what is interesting, particularly in the last couple of 2 or 3 quarters, is that Asia's external accounts have actually been growing, and apart from Indonesia, we've seen surpluses improving. So I think that if there was a marked deceleration, a prolonged decline into recession, that might have a major impact. But frankly, Asia's external accounts, its export growth at the moment is doing pretty well, and as we can see from the manufacturing PMIs, is set to improve in the coming quarters.